We're scheduled 19 where I set up the video onto my computer and then like we come around and we download it or have a glass of wine and get that sorted out.
Boys are boy germs.
There's more here, Mum. If you want any more.
She's a good looking girl.
There's a max.
She's a lovely looking girl. That's my lovely little wife.
Well,
and my mum makes
she's
my...
gorgeous, Mark.
Gorgeous. She's really working the camera.
Yeah.
And my lovely looking dad.
Oh, sorry.
And my
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Dobře vypadající tatínka, dobře vypadající maminka.
You have to record me when I'm eating.
I was going to say.
Is that bad manners?
It's not a good time.
No,
Is there a time, Trev, when you're not eating?
that's not the point.
Sorry?
Gotcha!
Hello everybody. Hello. Right, it's now that point in the wedding where we start these speeches. Now first up for the speech is me. Laura's dad and Mark's new dad. Mr. Teisler.
Drahá Lauro, Mark, drahá Žaby, Peter, milá rodina Goldsmith, dámy a pánové, svatební hosté.
Milá Lauro, Marče. It's not vodka yet. Dear Laura, Mark, dear Janet, Peter, family Goldsmith, ladies, gentlemen, dear guests.
Když před lety odjížděla Laura sem do Velké Británie, celá naše rodina, včetně jí samotné, byla přesvědčena, že se naučí jazyk, pozná její život a obohacena novými zkušenostmi se vrátí domů.
Some time ago, when Laura left to Great Britain, all our family, including her, have been sure she will learn the language, discover a new lifestyle, and refreshed will come back home.
Říká se, že život není to, co si myslíme, ale to, co reálně žijeme. A my se domníváme, že si tady Laura prošla velkou a těžkou životní zkouškou, dospěla, našla pro sebe Boha a v závěru této dosavadní cesty potkala Marka.
As it says, the life is not what is dreamt, but what we really live in a particular moment. We know Laura went through difficult moments. She matured and found the way to God inside of herself, and finally met Mark.
Mark nám poprvé přijel na Vánoce, byl naším milým hostem, nejkrásnější roku, a když nemluvíme společným a i když nemluvíme společným zvykem, brzy jsme poznali a vycítili, že je to muž na svém místě, milý, laskavý, vtipný, citlivý a velkorysý. A hlavně, že má Lauru osobně rád.
Mark has been introduced to us on Christmas. He was our lovely guest during those beautiful and spiritual days. Although the language barrier, we immediately felt that Mark is a man on his place, gentle, kind, with smiling face, and that he truly loves Laura.
Samozřejmě, že si všichni rodiče přejí, aby jejich děti zůstávaly poblíž a projasňovali jim rychle plynoucí život. Laura ale našla domov tady a my to respektujeme.
As all parents, we wish to keep our children nearby. Laura found her new home here, and we respect and bless her decision.
Markovi jsme získali syna milujícího a milovaného. A největší projev jeho vztahu k nám, k rodině, do které vstoupil, je, že dobrovolně ke svému jménu Goldsmith přijal jméno Tyson pro sebe i své děti.
In Mark, we have our beloved and loving son. We admire his decision towards our family to freely use both names, Goldsmith, but also Teisler, for himself and for future children.
Chceme poděkovat rodičům za Markovo vychování, za lásku, kterou projevují Lauře i Markovi, za pomoc a za všechno, co pro ně dělají, protože všechno to, co dělají, bez naší každodenní pomoci.
We want to thank Mark's parents for his education, the love given to Laura and Mark, and their daily support in our absence.
Milá Lauro a Marko, ať je vaše manželství postaveno na boží věrnosti a lásce dnes, ale i po celý zbytek života.
Dear Laura and Mark, may your marriage be based on God's faithfulness and love for forever.
Ať z vašeho vztahu vychází radost, porozumění, velkorysost a láska.
May your relationship give happiness, respect and love.
Ať jsou vám dopřány děti, které se i my velmi těšíme.
May your life be blessed by children.
Uvědomte si, že jste celoživotně srostli v jednu bytost, že se dnes boží láska a ochrana zastupuje s láskou vaší v tomto světě a po celé další bytí.
Please remember that you are forever one, and that from today the God's love and protection is engaging with yours in this world and forever.
Ať vám žehná. Máme vás.
God bless you, we love you.
Okay, next on the list is today our groom, or Laura's groom. And so can everybody give a round of applause for Mr. Mark Teisler Goldsmith.
I'm a little bit taken back actually because that was an awesome speech. Thank you very much. Good. Yeah. So sorry. You okay? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's a good idea. I was a little bit worried about having too much, but.
Doesn't matter, I love you anyway.
Okay, I just wanted to in that case, Mark. I just wanted to open up this evening with welcoming you all and thank you so much for coming down today. In the church today, this place means so much to us because we got engaged in the chapel or outside the chapel, and literally I just wanted to highlight how impressed I was with all your singing ability. We had bass, we had tenor, alto, we had soprano, was brilliant. The acoustics in the church were absolutely awesome, and you've done very well. Thank you for being with us, and actually, it's because it's so special to us, respecting the time that we had there. It's a time where we will never ever, forget, and we can always re-watch actually the whole event. Sorry, Lucia, I'm not reading from my speech at the moment, but yeah, so okay, great, thank you. You're doing an awesome job. Today's going to be like literally all the taste. I would really appreciate if we learn the word "nazdravi," which is cheers in Czech. So everyone practice now. Nazdravi. Nazdravi. Okay, and you've also learned the same word. And the same word is "bless you" when someone sneezes. Okay. Yeah. I also want to pre-warn you that we may not have enough tape because of how long the speeches are today, but just bear with us, they're all quite entertaining, or at least this it is after you get past this beast. Literally for over a year now I've known that Lara sort of reserved her dress, and I've known that Lara has been in love with her dress, and she's been shopping with the family and the gang, and I've always been told that it's pink and fluffy, and the first reaction from myself, that's why I was so emotional when I stood at the end of the aisle, it was it's not pink and fluffy, that was just, but literally Lara, you looked amazing, you looked gorgeous. My actual heart stopped beating for a couple of minutes when you were actually walking down the aisle. Everything that has been in my dreams has come true today, and I love you very much. I need to catch up with my speech because I'm working yeah, I just like when I first saw Lara, I was at church 3 years ago, and I couldn't actually fathom why I was at church. I knew I was going through a hard time and everything else. And I was at church and I was sitting around and I was watching everyone just praying and worshipping and seeing that there's something else that's really real about the moment. But at the same time I was looking around, and as I was looking, Lara was in front of me, and my eyes kept on coming back to her little bum and green shorts. It's an amazing experience. Yeah, and I honestly thank God for that moment. Shorts, they're brilliant. Actually, it wasn't until 5 months later we were actually introduced, like via friends and everything. And it's actually about a couple of weeks after that Lara was actually on her knees begging for my telephone number to go out for a drink. I'm a little bit embarrassed by that, but I gave her my number. And for this I am truly thankful. But then the story continues, because it was actually 3 months later that Lara and I were dating this time. But she decided to buy a ticket to Rio de Janeiro and go travelling around South America. This was really like for Lara and myself, it was the make or break of our relationship, whether we would pursue or not pursue. The fact of the matter is that we had such a great time while we were together. It did work out, and I actually flew out to South America, to Rio de Janeiro, for the last month before the wedding. Before the wedding, okay. I actually flew out to Lara for the last month of the travel. In this time, we were in the first few days, we were walking down the Copacabana beach, and I had my body out. I was flexing a little bit. And I was white, but you know. And then also I decided to show Lara some salsa moves. Okay, so we got a little bit of this. Yeah, it was very impressive. All Lara could do really was to fall in love with me all over again. It was amazing, really. When we came back to England after this time a month together, when we came back to England, we were as strong as ever, and life was very good. I was madly in love with Lara, and every day I found myself loving her a little bit more and rediscovering our friendship and kindness towards each other. And to be honest, like today is Mark, the day that I can't wait to grow old with Lara. No, but yeah, Laura's my best friend, and she makes me laugh. She makes me cry.
She makes you cheese on toast.
She makes me things on toast, yeah. But she brings out my adventurous side, and basically Lara really does complete me. And every day I fall asleep, my last thought is of Lara. When I wake up, my first thought is of Lara. And I want to always make sure that she's safe.
Amen.
That they say that behind every great man there's a great woman, and behind Taki Nek there's Maminka, behind Mum, Dad.
Is that an old Freudian thing again?
But behind me has always been Lara, and I know I have total faith that behind all my future, Lara always will be behind me. And I'm not being blamed by saying I'm great, but you know. But like basically, over today and over the weekend, we really want to thank you. It's been a special weekend even up until this moment, and tonight's going to get even better. And we just really want to thank you for making such a long journey up to see us this weekend, to spend time with us. Today really is our wedding day, and that's a day of public declaration of who we are in our relationship with the people that we love, and with all our friends and family that are so much more to us than anything else. Family you can pick and choose, but honestly I wouldn't choose to pick anyone else apart from people that are here today. You're very, very special to us. I'm not going to cry now. So basically I want to give, literally have a little bit of a crowd participation. We're going to tap the partner on our left and right and say, well done mate, good job. Well done.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, good camera work. Good job kicking your boys. Good Guinness work. Yeah. Good with that. Guinness.
Thank you for reminding me to move the camera to actually focus on him.
No, that's fine.
Turn it on.
That wasn't part of us.
He didn't stay in his spot, so we've been filming like the mirrors for him. I had to move.
Yeah, you just
As I like to say, Maminka, take it. I've always, so I really thank you for producing such a perfect daughter. Actually, two perfect daughters. With, let's see, the actual model that I chose and was specially made for me was Lara. Oh, sorry, Pascal, but you know. is an awesome and beautiful lady. And always want to make sure that she looks after and you know that she will be I do wish my tech was better, and I could tell you this. I will try to now. Okay, literally, please correct me. But Dikui Zatu Ze Yesta Za Baza. Okay, sorry. That's bad. I thought it was quite good. Mami, Baz, Balani, Vami, Vad, Ao, Basi. Okay, Tero. Okay. Zero. Si Ostravami. Bentu si Baz, Razmi.
In English?
That's very good.
Well done.
And basically, that was sorry. I think I've skipped a bit too far. Literally, I wanted to thank them for welcoming me into the family, and I love them both very much, and I always look after their daughter. And they're very special in us as well. I've enjoyed the visits to Czech Republic, even though there's been a language barrier, there hasn't been a communication barrier. The first time I met my new parents, Maminka and Takine, was my first visit to Czech Republic in Christmas 2003. We arrived in Ostrava and we started to unload the car, and as we took the first lot of suitcases up to the room, I was introduced to Maminka and Takine. It was great, Lara was there. And then Lara and Takine and Dad decided to go back down to the car and get the rest of the suitcases. Lara's dad insisted that I didn't help them out, so I was there with Lara's mum, and we stood there in the apartment, and I was looking around. I was thinking, okay, I've been learning Czech for about over a month now. I'm going to be okay in this situation. Okay, what am I going to do? Okay, here we go. Spadni doma? Spadni doma. We're looking at eye to eye. Spadni doma. Spadni doma. Then I looked at Maminka and I realised there's quite like a blank look on her face, and I was like, okay, what's going on? I've like literally tried here. Come on, she must be able to work out my pronunciation. As it turns out, I got the word Pekni, which is beautiful, and Sputni, which is horrible, mixed up. Horrible apartment. This is the moment that I started going red into my face. Lara, please come up with the suitcase. I can't get myself out of this hole. But to be honest, we've had an amazing time together over the last 2 years, and what's really made my year this year has really just been seeing Maminka Takine. We were in the lounge, we were dancing, and it was great. Like Lara's mum and dad, the fantastic manoeuvres, and you will see them later. 70s style. It was good. And and that's made my year. So I really want to thank you over a glass of champagne, which you kindly brought over from Czech Republic, and just join us in the first toast to yourselves. You've been amazing, and we love you very much. And there's also some flowers actually that Glenn would like to present, which are just round the corner. So we did arrange that. Yeah, yeah, to my main
Who's got the tissues up there?
And all that after one page, huh? No, actually, no. I want everyone to have a wet the lips and nice job you here.
Cheers.
Australia.
Basically, looking back over my life.
All they're going to see is
No, sorry. That's quite funny on me.
Hang on.
No, but looking back over my life, I realise
Oh, that's Greek.
how lucky I am to have amazing parents. You've had unbelievably, I've written in capital letters, a massive impact on who I am and who Nick is. And you've done a marvellous job, especially with me. No, seriously. Like, honestly, 1 out of 2 isn't bad.
No, I finished on it.
We have a great relationship, not as just mother and son and father and son, but as actually friends. I enjoy spending time with you, we both do. You've accepted Lara as a daughter, and this is the most heartwarming statement that anyone could ever make towards me, to actually realise how lucky I am. And for this, we both want to thank you so much, and for who you are in us, but also who you are in all your friends and family that values you so much today. We both love your enthusiasm, and your enthusiasm even stems across actually even trying to learn Czech for this week. Actually, when the two parents collide, and on Tuesday night, I think both sides were trying to learn English, both sides were trying to learn Czech. It was amazing. We haven't. Have you got rid of your black eye yet? But no, it's literally about a month ago where we were all sitting around Mum and Dad's kitchen table, which I think most of us have sat around at some point. And Dad was very keen to learn Czech and to be in his taxi and learn the situation, like when he does meet, they can have a conversation. it was a fantastic day. And Lara started to write down on a piece of paper, you know, a simple conversation. So it went a little bit like this. It was, hello, ahoy, sashimi, yeah? Pleased to meet you. Lara was writing all this down for Dad, and you know, he was going to take it away for his taxi. Then we got a little bit deeper and we went, Yakshimash, how are you? And then we had, you know, feel good, Dobry. Sorry? Okay, sorry. Dobry. Then Dad, Dad said to Lara, like, how do you pronounce this word? I don't understand. And like I said, what word? And he was, and you? And you? And it's like, what? Huh? And you? It's like we realised he's reading the English, but saying it with Jake Jackson. He was serious. Basically, because of their key sense of humour and the quality on the saxophone, around the Goldsmith House, the Goldsmith House is very much a fun place to be in. And Lara and myself always want to make sure that, as a Tyler Goldsmith, that our house is always fun to be in. And that's we take some Tyler, we take some Goldsmith, and we make it one house, and we make it a place for anyone that needs to come, have fun, come be sad. But we really thank you for, again, for who you are, but also like for who Mum and Dad are. And we really want to open up. Glenn, if you could also pass over some flowers for my lovely Mum and Daddy. Thank you.
Come here.
You lost that.
Can we have another drink there? Because I need.
Actually, I've got a hair for you.
Anyway, nice drink.
Nostravia.
As I've acquired, like literally, don't worry, we're almost there. We've got 12 pages to go, 3 pages in. It's all okay. We've got a long tape.
You're kidding.
I'll try and speed things up a little bit, but I don't want to lose my heart of what I'm actually saying today. And, yeah, it is important that I just. As I've acquired new parents. I've also acquired a new sister in Lucy. And also Pascal. You've both done like amazing today. I thank you for your translation. I thank you for reading so beautifully in the service. You were absolutely awesome. And it also highlighted that we could have a multinational relationship and actual wedding day. Where it's not just English, it is from both.
Thank you.
God, thank you very much. And I also want to thank you for Yassan, Felix, and Alex, which are Lucia's 3 dogs, which she looks after a couple herself in Czech Republic, in Prague. And they've actually taught me more Czech than actually anyone else has, because I've got pozor, attention, I've got, you know, sedni, sit, and, you know, let me lay down, and they're the best dogs. Yeah, absolutely. And they're also confidants. When we go for walks together, it's just me and Yassan, and we talk to each other. It's great, so thank you for introducing me. Now then, there's like also like I've been through a few people now, but there's a lady here that deserves the biggest clap and the most attention, and that's really Nanny G. And I just want to thank you for being amazing, an inspiration and achieving an age of health and wealth. And we really just want to know your secret before we give you a round of applause. Well, I literally thank you so much, Nanny G. What, do you want another drink? Oh, nice strawberry! Sorry Nick, you'll get your turn in a minute, okay? Okay. I'm going to bring him to... we're in Wales today, and I think it works out mathematically, I'm not quite sure, but I'm a quarter Welsh. And I am very proud to be a quarter Welsh, and that's mainly because of my nan and granddad. Granddad was in the Welsh Guards, and just to be here today with everybody that is just having a lovely weekend is more than anyone could put down in the spiritual in words. I thank you for that. I put down like a little bit there about that I've started to learn Welsh, and I know that Welsh is a frozen language, and the first two words that I've actually learned to say in Welsh is record a video. But, I was going to leave that out. But I want to thank you both for everything that you've been through, and for how long you've been married, and that what you have been through, everything that you've been through, you've come through the other end so positively. They also set an inspiration for the family, and I hope that no matter how hard life is on the outside, on the inside we always have both your hearts, and we come through life as you have, as together, and as well married, and as much wisdom as you both have. So I really thank you today, and I just want to follow that up really with another thank you and a Nazdrovie. Okay.
Nazdrovie.
Basically today has been very special because not just people that have been here today, but the actual venue and the like Wales Rider is very important to us. We got engaged in the chapel that we've just been in, and to celebrate today. God, this is going on quite a lot, isn't it? Sorry, I'm really sorry. But like to celebrate today, we wanted people that were going to meet and greet people at the door and show them to the seats, as we would want people to be meeting and greeted and as loved and cherished as what you all deserve. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it, but Glenn and Tony decided like they No. Really, they were our first choice. And thank you for such a great job you've both done today. And I just knew that by your connection you would look great in hot pink. Lovely, absolutely lovely. So well done. And Glenn, just to top it off, mate, you're an awesome organist, and like. So, like, this leads me really to one more thank you. 9. Sorry, 11 more thank you. Okay. And that's my best man. I guess there's a reason that he called best man the best man. And that's because he's an awesome brother and friend. Over the years, I've always been there for Nick as a confidant, a friend, an ear to listen to, a shoulder to cry on, and a mate to laugh with. And like Nick's always been to me. Nick's always been to me. Nick's always been to me. I'm just joking. Like, Nick's always been to me. Just I can't round it up in any other word apart from my brother. Yeah. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous about Nick's speech. I felt that I was a little bit. I wasn't treated right at Nick's wedding, and I'm a little bit nervous about it. And I've been thinking of like some stories that I can maybe tell to sort of just summarise Nick and just to round up the last 25, 20, 26, yeah. The last 13 years. I think actually, yeah. Yes. Number 7. And literally I've got 6 to choose from, 6 little mini stories. So I thought that I could give you a couple of lines and then you could all, as a crowd, sort of like want to hear which one you want to go for. Okay, you ready for this, Nick? Good. I need the drink quickly, sorry. Okay, there's number 1. The time we shared the bath together when we were I was 8, you were 6. And we were laughing so much I had to get out of the bath and left Nick with something mysterious.
Do that one.
There was point number 2 was the time we spent snorkeling together in a Greek island.
Same bath?
And we all dived in together into a pool of jellyfish, and honestly, between Dad, myself and Nick, it was a fight to get back on the dinghy. It's every man for himself. Number 3, the amount of time that Nick used to spend shaving his birthmark on his leg before he used to go out and eat. Okay. Then we got point number 4, which maybe you want to hear about the blow up doll incident.
Yeah. Do that one.
Number 5, Nick's fetish to look like a pumpkin. Tell anyone else about that? No. No, okay. Right, number 6 is basically Nick's catalogue collection, which he kept underneath his bed. It's from Mum's Marshall Ward catalogue, and she always wondered at, like where it was, and we found it in the box underneath Nick's bed. He was 20. It was okay. No, seriously. To be honest, Nick has always been there as best friend and a terrific brother. He's carving out an awesome career for himself at the moment, and he was voted just recently Teacher of the Year in his local area. Yeah, I'm very proud of him, and also of I'm very proud of him and also of Louise. Louise has been here today to make sure that the tables are set to a standard, to make sure that the church was set to a standard, as was Churchy, Emma, Paul. Sorry, a lot of the gang here today. We all sat around this morning and we're making up the napkins, which are absolutely beautiful. Like I'm tearing them apart. I literally just want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for the effort. Yes, you're awesome, and you're also very good friends, and you always will remain very deep in our hearts, no matter how far away we are. We want everyone here to know, like today, to know how literally set in their hearts that you all are. It's not a blasé comment or blasé that you're here today. It is very, very, very much deeper than that. I'm coming to a close now, and oh, okay, cool. My hands run out. Okay. Okay, great. I can do that. And I'm going to conclude with my role today is to thank. I think this is the whole build-up of it, and that's why I prolonged it. Okay, sorry. It's to thank Carolyn and Carl. Carolyn for being the chief bridesmaid. This is the last toast to Carolyn and Carl. They get married in September in Antigua, and we will be there with you, okay?
Fantastic!
And it is August, I know, I just wrote it down. But like literally my final taste is to everybody else, thank you very much, and you're awesome, and I love you all, and Laura loves you all as well. And I'm sorry that I sent you to sleep, but as you're
I helped them with what is now. They have helped me with what is to be. I thank Mum and Dad. You have welcomed me and you have welcomed Carl. And we thank you both. We bless you. Under the eyes of God, we know that your house and your home and your children and your future is just blessed. You will have an abundance of life in every spectrum. Carl and I are there. Pick up the phone if you need us. If you have an argument, it's your business. If you need us, pick up the phone. Anytime. We're always here.
Thank you.
And we love you lots.
Cool, I love you.
Yeah, and thank you very much. I'm glad to meet you both. You are her, therefore you are me. And that goes the same way with you two.
Cool. Thank you.
Right. I'm going to keep it. Yeah, I'm keep it short and sweet. So, thank you. No, seriously. How's everybody's bottoms at the moment? Right. First of all, I'd like to thank Mark. I mean, I seriously feel like there's something spiritual. I feel like crying a lot. It's been such lovely words that have been said so far, and I think that would have finished by now. But no, I mean, what you said was beautiful, and so the words that have been said so far are fantastic. I think everybody, I speak on behalf of everybody when I say that. Thank you very much, Mark, for being a fantastic best man at my wedding. Now, when I was planning this speech, I was saying to myself, the only thing that could come to my mind was what Mark said. And so I promised myself, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to mention any jokes that Mark said in his speech. So I won't. But they say being best man to somebody's wedding is like making love to the Queen. It's a great honour, but you never know if you're going to enjoy it. That was one of Mark's jokes, so that's where it finishes. That's where it finishes. No, seriously, the honouring part of it is that I feel honoured to be your best man. But in some respects, I feel that it's the wrong description, because I really do feel that you are the best man. And today, you've been blessed, or you've been... No, Trevor, you are not the best man. Sorry?
We need another battery. Stop, wait 1 second.
All right.
We've got a battery.
It's all I'm filming. It's all I'm filming.
Yeah.
You got battery?
Battery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm filming, so.
Sorry about it.
Go. And we're live. Go.
3, 2, 1, go!
Right. Take 2. But with Mark, I think it's the wrong description. I think that Mark is the best man, and today he's married and blessed to his best lady, which together made them the best couple. Right. When Laura met the man of her dreams, she fell in love straight away. I had to tell Laura, sorry, I'm going elsewhere. The only thing I can do for you is I've got an older brother. So Laura went, okay, that'll do. No, when I wrote this speech down here, I never realised how, passionate I feel when I say this. Laura, you're looking amazing today, and you're looking stunning, and I'm really proud of you today. I mean, the whole caboodle. So, and Mark, with your, it's an unusual suit for a dream. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, I think you're very dapper as well. Right. So, Glenn and Tony, you did your best, didn't you? That's all we can ask. No, seriously, fellas, you're looking dapper as well. Right, bridesmaids, Carolyn, I know you're getting married to Carl in a couple of months' time, so all the best for your wedding in Antigua. Yeah. So I hope... and Lucia, I never met you before yesterday, and I'll tell you what, I feel as if I've known you for a long time. I feel, as if in some respects we're like a part of the family now. So, right, it's great to see Laura's mum and dad here, because this weekend is the first time that the Tynesler and Goldsmith family can really unite. And so today, it wasn't possible back in December, but that's why they planned it today. And so it's a very unique occasion. And I've heard that only half of communication is done verbally. So that means there's 50% out for grabs. And so I should imagine there's going to be plenty of kisses, plenty of dances later on. Now, people never ever remember what you say, but they always remember the way they make you feel. And so I hope you're feeling a genuine sense of warmth from that family. Take that. Take now. Just that one in there. Okay. Well, I did at this point say I wanted to toast Mark and Laura, but I'm trying to keep it brief, so we have plenty of toast later on. Now, Laura pulled me aside before the stag weekend, and she said to me, I don't mind Mark having a couple of beers, but make sure you don't get him too drunk, and definitely make sure he doesn't go anywhere near any women. And so the only thing is, I only half met Laura's criteria, because we got him so drunk there's no way that he's going near any women. Mark's stag do was last August, and we all piled into our school minibus. We drove down to Newquay with the intention of doing some surfing. But in reality, we spent 2 hours worth of surfing and about 22 hours worth of drinking. And so we're the only people in Newquay that was wearing wetsuits that actually never got wet. we treated our surfboards as if they were sun loungers. And we paid about 40 quid for the experience. So.
Handwriting there, can you?
No.
Right, last Saturday, last Saturday, it was, we are part of Hillsong Church in London, and they had a men's day. And basically it's a conference where everybody from the church goes out and does something wild. And we went paintballing, go-karting, archery and all this type of stuff. And a little story about the paintballing is there was one time in the last game where I was firing and all of a sudden I'd run out of bullets. And it's like a war situation where there's bullets over the head. And Mark was laying next to me. And so I said, Mark, you've got to sort us out some bullets. And so he sorted me out half his bullets. And from that we decided to team up. And Mark said to me, here, what we do, a little game plan, is we're trying to advance to the enemy line about 10 metres in front and try and hide behind that bush. And he said, if you cover me this time, then I'll cover you next time. So I said, great idea, Mark. And so Mark stood up, he's like, tried to advance to the, like 10 metres to the next bush. And then Mark's trying to get shot, but then I've gone bing, bing, bing. And I could shoot in paintballs, shooting everybody. And so I protected Mark. I stood up, got shot straight away. Mark is now very dependent on Lara for all the right reasons, but he used to be very independent. I remember a story that years ago when I was Mark was about 5 years old and I was about 3 years old, and Dad took us over the park, and Mark had a habit of just walking off ahead, and he never seemed to look behind. Like, there's me, like, holding Mum and Daddy's hand, never leaving their side, and Mark was just off, and he never seemed to look Mum and Dad to make sure they're still there. Well, one day, Dad must have got distracted, and Mark got so far ahead he ended up getting lost. So he was lost for about 2 hours. No doubt it's the worst time for Dad, a worst experience possible for a father. But eventually he found him a couple of hours later. But the only thing I can remember from the experience is that I didn't get an ice cream that day. Now, Mark never seemed to lose that characteristic or that trait. And I remember a time we went to Faliraki in Rhodes, and what we decided to do is hire out a moped, a motorcycle, so with the intention that we can visit different beaches every day. Now, I remember one day Mark did his usual, like on the bike ahead, and he got so far ahead that I was trying to flag him down, but no, we didn't have any phones or nothing, and so he got so far ahead I've lost him. And so I thought the best thing to do was to turn back and go to the hotel, and obviously he'd pick up that I'm not with him, and then he'd go back to the hotel. Well, it turns out he had a fantastic day down the beach that day. Mark was always a wild one. I remember that holiday. Mark was in a world of his own. There'd be me asleep at the bar, and he'd just be asleep at the dance floor until the bouncers kick him out. And so, in some respects, I think your motivation is diverse and got into different avenues now, apart from like nightclubbing. But you're still as passionate about different things. But at school, Mark developed a great interest and a love for art. He decided to pursue it in college and then to university. And Mark's a typical student. He had long hair in those days, and he had a great social life. He had the outlook of work hard but play harder. He'd always end up getting into fights, because unfortunately, but he always, whenever I saw him, he had a black eye, and I got the impression that the northern monkeys didn't like to take too kindly to the southern softie like Mark is. But one weekend I went up to. I haven't offended anybody by saying that one. I didn't mean any offence by that. I just realised that possibly that could be offensive. Right, I went to visit him one weekend up in Blackpool, and we did the usual thing. We went socialising, nightclubbing, and somebody did something remarkable. Mark's best friend at the time did everything together at university. He fell asleep on the dance floor, standing up next to a speaker blaring. It's amazing. And I remember thinking, or realising the true value of a university education. Well, I mentioned that Mark and Lara, or everybody knows, they met at the New Generation Church, which is a church around their area, which is developing. And at the same time, Dad used to listen to Hillsong CDs, DVDs, and what's the other one? Videos. And he always had the dream that one day he always had a dream that one day he would save up enough money and go to Hillsong in Sydney. And he never for 1 second realised that there was a Hillsong in London. And so I think that's a blessing to all of us. And I remember one day, when we realised, the next Sunday, Mark and Lara, myself, Mum and Dad went down to Hillsong, and I tell you what, things big time happened on that Sunday. And from then, you know, Mark and Lara's life has been very heavily attached to Hillsong, and I think as a consequence, you really are a better person. So there's no punchline there. So. Right, now after becoming a Christian myself, I feel I have become even more closer to Mark and Lara, if that were possible. I look at Mark and Lara as real positive role models. Now, referring to Mark, Mark is a man with few talents and many flaws. Sorry, he's a man with many talents and few flaws. I've never admired people that are pop stars, movie stars, actresses, you know, or celebrities or what have you. What I do look for or admire in people is people that are something, very, very talented yet humble with it. Somebody that has many successes in life but never for 1 second remembers where he came from in the first place. And he has a remarkable amount of grey hair for somebody who's 29 years old. Over the last couple of years, Mark's life has really developed and progressed. I went to church last Sunday with Mark and Lara, and they parked the car about 10 minutes away from Hillsong. Hillsong takes place at the Dominion Theatre in London. I remember we had to walk from the car to the church. I remember looking at them and thinking, you know, what a lovely pair. Then I thought they make a lovely couple too. I remember looking at them both and thinking, you know, looking at them and thinking they're very much in love. There's no pretense, there's no acting, there's no like falseness about it, but there was a genuine like sense of, you know, how deeply they were in love. And I was thinking about an advert, you know, some things in life money can't buy, for everything else is MasterCard. I was thinking they could have used you guys as the bit where, you know, money can't buy, because money can't buy what you've got. So, you know, you're very blessed. Right, the reason Mark and Lara have got married in a unique way, I think, is partly due to Lara's mum and dad being unable to attend back in December, but also partly due to their faith. I mean, the weather on that day was very cold, and today we had great weather. We got absolutely nothing to moan about because we've been very blessed today, or you guys have as well. And I think since being married, you know, your relationship has continued to blossom. I mean, I know that's the way it should happen, but with you guys, it genuinely has happened, and like you're even more in love than you ever have been before, which, you know, from a family perspective is, you know, fantastic that you guys are so happy. So that makes the family very happy as a knock-on effect.
Thank you.
And also today we're celebrating, you know, let's not forget for 1 second about how close, you know, the Tynesler and the Goldsmith family are. So when people said, I'm going to double barrel my name, said Tynesler Goldsmith, people said, you know, what the hell for? You know, why do that? But, you know, we realise now because, you know, it makes Lara complete, and it makes the whole situation of family complete. So, you know, right. But Lara is a fantastic sister-in-law. You know, when she sits in the Goldsmith household, she's by far the most intelligent person there. She's very, very funny.
Nick.
She's very, very funny.
Nick.
Yeah.
Your mother's sitting here.
Okay, yeah, I realise that, Dad.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, he's off to there.
Right. And I just want to say how much Lara, since you come into Mark's life, you really have made Mark complete. And I tell you what, I remember before your relationship started, I was thinking to myself, you know, God, what type of person? And I just couldn't visualise somebody who would be Mark's, you know, lifelong best friend and partner. And now I've got hindsight, I can see both sides of the coin, and you are that person. And I tell you what, there's no one else that is the right person for Mark than you. So, you know, you are you made Mark complete in every way.
Yeah.
Right, I know how hard it is to organise a wedding. Now, I've recently done it single-handedly myself. So I know about sorry, Louise, you did all the last wedding, but from an observation perspective, I know how difficult it is to organise a wedding. All the little bits and bobs that you take for granted, it takes time to get those together and get things going. And so, can I just say, on behalf of everybody here, on behalf of myself, or for myself, thank you very much for inviting me and us, and creating this situation and inviting everybody. And I know what you said earlier. What struck me is that when each person here has got an invitation, there is from Mark and Lara. It's so much I take it for granted, but there's a load of love that was sent out with that invitation. So if you received an invitation, there's a lot of love coming from Mark and Lara's perspective, or from them. Right, finally, I'd like to say what a fantastic couple you are. Everybody today's looking great. I'd like to finish by toasting the bride and groom. So could everybody, if you can stand up, but everybody can you raise your glasses and toast the bride and groom, Mark and Lara.
Mark and Lara.
God bless him.
Mark and Laura.
Hey, darling.
Right.